Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here virtually to hear about our Making Media project. My name is Maureen, and I am a junior communications and public relations double major, and I am from Woodstock, Illinois.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marissa. I'm a senior international studies and political science major, and I am from Cleveland. And we're so excited to be able to share with you our project today because we think it was really fun to do. So, yeah.
So when we were thinking about working together on this project and thinking about what kind of aspect of the class we wanted to cover, we were thinking back on different readings and different conversations we had in class. And something that really spoke to us was our conversation about stereotypes and tropes, especially the reading from NPR by an author named Gene Demby. And if any of you remember, that article was about mapping out the four basic aspects of being a bro. And so we kind of recreated that chart in a way that Marissa will tell you about. But yeah, that reading just really spoke to us in our conversation about stereotypes and tropes.
Yeah, so then building off of that, here's the chart that we created. We decided to call it the chick chart. And so going off of having those four aspects of being a bro that were on the previous chart, jockish, doobly, stylish, and preppy, Maureen and I went and decided on 5 different categories to kind of try and fit different prominent women in media into. And so we came up with the professional, sidekick, princessy, heroine, and love interest categories. And so we think something that is really important to think about while we're going through this presentation and just talking about our chart and kind of how it has created a certain space for different types of women to fit into, but also stereotype them at the same time. I think it's important to think back to that one reading that we had by Caroline Seed, and that was where the feminist criticism piece in the media. And she specifically said that when female characters are one-dimensional tropes, the film suffers for it. So I think in looking in all of these different categories, it's important to think about how categorizing women this way or letting them fit under certain stereotypes in different types of media, whether it's a movie or television show or what have you, can make them fall into a certain pattern or certain trope of representation. And that can really kind of suffer not only the message of the film, but the audience too, and the way they receive it. And so I think that's important to think about when we're going through this.
Yeah, and I think one of the main differences between the NPR article by Gene Demby and the chart that they created was that in our chart, we only used fictional characters. So these are characters out of TV shows and movies. We thought something that kind of impeded on the first chart was its usage of both characters and real celebrities and how that really stereotyped them as people. But in this, we focused on characters that celebrities play in each film, TV show that we talk about.
And also, like, just building off of that, I think that really builds into our conversation that we've had about visibility and representation too, because a lot of times younger women or even just women my age, I know, and a lot of, or any women honestly, look to media for, you know, the representation of their female experience and how they're perceived in society. So I think looking to these characters and seeing how the different lives they lead and they build and their persona that they take on in films can kind of shape real people in society too, and real women.
Yeah, and you mentioned that article about the feminist media criticism, and like you were saying, like the way we look for ourselves in different media and different visibility and representation. Out of that article too, the author wrote that on-screen representation impacts both the self-confidence of seeing themselves represented. So the way we see people who look like us, who act like us, who have similar interests as us, and the way they are received either in that film, TV show, or by the media really impacts the way we see ourselves and the way we interact with the world.